welcome back to Football Manager once again for the final game of this Premier League season that will see us either finish 4 points ahead of Arsenal, 5 points ahead of Arsenal, 3 points ahead of Arsenal. You get the picture. We're not going to be able to finish anywhere other than 4th, but this Newcastle game is going to be very important for making sure we've got a good head of steam going into the Leicester and Manchester United doubleheader for Wednesday and Thursday. So, until then, of course, we'll just do our best, I think. In the period between the Manchester United game and this game, I did look into any out-of-contract players that are right-backs. However, the only one under the age of 30 was worth £115,000. And the only one that worth more than £1 million was 35 and retiring. So, unfortunately, I couldn't get any deals done in terms of pre-contract. So instead, we're going to look to try and sign either a loan player for next season as a right back, and then just use Livramento and the loan player as a backup. But for now, I'm not too sure. I'll have to see what happens as we get to the fixture. So for today's game, we've got Plizzari in goal, Kelvin, Eduardo, Yola and Sahajovic in defence. Eduardo did pick up a knock. I think it was a pulled groin injury, I believe. It doesn't say. What's the injury? Yes, a pulled groin, which he's got an injection for. So he'll be able to play today, obviously. We'll have Tuanzebe in for the FA Cup final and Eduardo in for the Champions League final. No problems, I wouldn't have thought. Doyle and Nato are going to play this fixture. And we're going to have Nato and Thomas play the FA Cup game. We've got Jovanovski, Lopez and Yildirim for this game and the FA Cup game. And Mateus is going to be up front for this fixture as well as for the FA Cup game. We will change a lot for the Champions League game. I will have to admit that now. But for now, we're going to play our best possible team, at least theoretically, given the formation I've chosen for this game against Newcastle, and hopefully we can get a win, obviously, as that is the most important part of any football season, is to get as many wins on the board as possible. And I believe we are 2 away from our record for wins in the season. I'm not too sure, I can't actually remember. But let's just say it's time to put our poor form to an end, because this is our poorest form we've had all season. A number of draws and defeats all in one go. It's going to be difficult to get that out of people's heads. But we have now a throw from Kelvin. Throws it short to Doyle with a very powerful throw. Kelvin back now to Doyle again, who gets tackled very poorly from Juane, who plays it forward to McNeil. Now to Amang, who gets a shot straight into the bottom corner of the goal. And that was an atrocious bit of football from our number 1 central midfielder and captain, Tommy Doyle. I mean, terrible piece of movement work from Doyle, and terrible defensive work from whoever this is. I'm not exactly sure who that is. Number 17, I think I saw. That was a terrible, terrible bit of defensive work from him. And apparently Doyle has a 6.9 rating. I would not have said that for the first 10 minutes, given what I just saw there. And I'm going to demand more immediately as soon as we get to the 15th minute, because we need to get some goals in this fixture. Surprisingly, we're actually dominating possession, which is not usual with this formation and mentality, but clearly we appear to be doing a lot better this game than we do normally. Yildirim now with the ball, runs it forward, gets it past the number 2. Now to the edge of the box, gets a shot away, but it's straight into the gloves of a Gjurken of Newcastle. Now, Wane throws the ball in, but headed away, I believe that was, by our defender. Jovanovski with a good tackle there, getting the ball away a little bit, but not far enough. Now, Weatherton gets to the edge of the 6-yard box, and then is brought down by Sahajovic for a penalty. And Newcastle are going to be 2-0 up in the 22nd minute. Oh no, they're not. They've put it wide of the post. That's a very odd thing to see, not scoring a penalty. Doyle with a corner kick swings it in. Unfortunately, the ball does not reach the head of Eduardo, which is normally where we aim. Lopez with an effort from outside the box, very well struck, but the keeper makes the save. Doyle now with another corner kick, swings it in again to the near post, but this time headed away by Gibson. And now the highlight will probably end here, I believe. Yes, I was right. The normal corner kick routine is to aim for the near post, where we have Eduardo and his 6'4" frame trying to head the ball in. Doyle with another corner kick, this time did aim for Eduardo, and unfortunately Lopez's shot ricochets off Yuller and is given as offside, which is a very frustrating thing to happen, as it's happened a fair bit in the off-screen games. Actually no, it didn't ricochet. Yuller stole the goal by headering the ball down into the net. So it technically wasn't a deflection at all, which is even more frustrating. But we go into the second half 1-0 down, when we could have been 2-0 very easily because of Sahejevic's very poor decision. But we are going to be taking off 3 players at the half, because it just makes sense. At this point we're not playing very well, so bring off the players that aren't playing very well. So Tasic, Nestorov and Tasic, Nestorov and Barry come on for Jovanovski, Yildirim and Mateus. And I will go for the team talk and aggressively say to show a bit of desire, because we need to. We need to prove that we are actually a good team and that we deserve to be A, in the FA Cup final, B, in the Champions League final, and C, Champions League qualifiers for next season. And after 55 minutes, we have yet to have another attack on their goal. A Gherkin, long ball over the top, met by the head of Kelvin. Now Tasic runs the ball into the middle, plays it to Lopez, back now to Doyle. Out wide finds Kelvin again. Kelvin runs the ball to the edge of the box almost. Now to Doyle, swing the ball in, and unfortunately, I believe that was Nestorov with a shot on goal. And after 60 minutes, still 1-0 to Newcastle, but Doyle now with a free kick, swings it in to the far post, but no one's header gets it on target. Sahajevic now with the ball, over the top, looking for Tasic, finds him. Lopez with a shot and a thunderous effort that ends up in the back of the net. 13 goals for the season for him. Very well done with the assist from Tasic, and a very well worked move begun by Sahajevic. Tasic with a beautiful header down, finding Lopez, who was given way too much space by the Newcastle midfield, left us with only one ending for that move. Corner kick for Newcastle now. Eberechi Eze, corner kick brought in, but thankfully the header is caught straight out of the air by Plizzari. Rolls it short to Kelvin. Kelvin now with the ball, looking to run it forward along the byline. Gets stopped by Newcastle back foreman. Not even going to try and pronounce his name. Forward to Cassidy, who gets a shot again caught by Plizzari. Plizzari again going to roll the ball out to a defender. Yuller to Eduardo, back to Yuller again. Over the top, looking for Barry, finds him. Now Tasic with the ball. Gets tackled, but Barry brings the ball into the box anyway. And that is a penalty for Millwall. And I'm going to try and pause the game when this appears, as I'm actually going to give this penalty to Roberto Lopez, so he can score his second of the game and hopefully can get a hat-trick by the end of it. Number 10, Lopez, steps up and scores it beyond the outstretched hand of, I believe, a Turkish goalkeeper, given the name. But Roberto Lopez now has his 14th of the season and possibly could be on his way for a hat-trick this match, I should say. And that would be an incredibly good achievement for him, given I don't think he's scored a single hat-trick since he's joined the club. Now, 70 minutes down on the clock, just now only 15 left to play, and we are leading 2-1. I'm going to quickly give a Get Creative shout. And I hope that Roberto Lopez, who did at halftime have a 6.5 rating, gets his third goal, but it does not look likely. With just 3 minutes of stoppage time left to play now, I think this match is over. And I think 2-1 is that final score. And there it is, the final whistle on the final day of the season. And Roberto Lopez, in his 275th career appearance, makes it 2-1 to Millwall. Yulla, with his 225th appearance, doing very well at the back to keep us with a 2-1 lead. And I'm going to just assertively say that was a bit of a let-off, because it was. I'm handing to the assistant for the other part, but that was a bit of a let-off. We did not deserve to be a goal down. We should never have been a goal down. Oh, the Under-20 World Cup's beginning the same day we play Leicester City. So it'll be good to find out how the Under-20 Italian side has done against, I believe that's South Korea's badge. I could be wrong, they have both Koreas in this game, because they do technically both have an FA for World Cup qualifications, which, given the state of the fact that Palestine don't, rather confusing. But anyway, we'll do a quick look over the Premier League in terms of the statistics and go from there. And then we'll be at the FA Cup final for tomorrow's video as you will watch it. But for me, it's almost a full week between this video being recorded and being uploaded. Well, not uploaded, but being released, I should say. Annoyingly, this is taking a very long time to load. Rather frustrating. There we go. Finally loaded. And on the final day of the season, Liverpool managing to win 7-1 against Southampton in a bid to finish in second place, but unfortunately Bristol City could not do them that final favour, and they could not hold Chelsea to a draw that would have meant Liverpool finishing in second place. And Southampton did just about qualify for the Europa Conference League, where they had been for a majority of the latter portion of the season. And unfortunately, Sheffield United and Bristol City have both confirmed their position in the Championship next season, despite the fact that Aston Villa also were defeated by an Everton side who had been already relegated for the last 3 weeks. So let's have a quick look now at the Championship to know that we will be playing next season. We will be playing, I believe I saw Huddersfield as the champions, but I could be wrong. Obviously that was Newcastle for last season. Huddersfield are promoted alongside Stoke and either West Brom and Brentford to be coming up next season, and obviously relegate, as you saw, Bristol City, Sheffield United and Everton. I'm pretty sure that's in the complete wrong order, but what can you do? We are in control as the Magpies brushed aside. Admittedly, we could have done a lot better. 2-1 was a very lucky score. Louis Barry is injured. He won't take part in the Leicester City game. We will have Tasic on the bench for him. Eduardo is going to be out for 2-3 days, but he will be back for the Leicester City game, so that's all fine. And we have received £38 million for finishing in 4th place, our highest ever league finish. As well as that, Roberto Lopez shining as he normally does in another great display of his capabilities. And collectively, we have paid out £3.8 million to squad and backroom staff as we finished 4th in the season. As I mentioned, Doyle will not play in the FA Cup fixture. He will, however, play in the Champions League fixture alongside Tijuana Thomas. So, right. So Tasic won't be on the bench for the Leicester City game. We'll have to have Alvaro on the bench, as Tasic is cup-tied, which I was not aware of. That's unfortunate. But as I mentioned, we'll be looking over the Premier League season now, just looking at the basic stats that come up along here to see who has done the better of the teams, who has done the worst. And admittedly, I'm surprised to see all 3 of the top 3 of average rating is Liverpool. and that not a single top 4 side had a top goal scorer, and only one top 4 side had a top assister. Only one top 4 side had a player of the match, top 3, but thankfully all clean sheets were held by top 4 sides. Oh no, actually I just realised Arsenal were 5th, and obviously not a single one in yellow cards for obvious reasons. This is Manchester United's first title in 15 years. 15 years it's taken Manchester United to win this title. Now that is a long time. Admittedly, nowhere near as long as it took Liverpool to win their first title, because Liverpool won it in 2023-24, unlike in real life when they won it in 1920. So they have spent 89-90, 34 years as the bridesmaid, never the bride. And in fact, they had been runner-up 4 years out of 5 between 2018-19 and 2022-23, before finally winning it 3 years on the bounce. But, as I mentioned, our next video is Leicester City. We'll be playing that fixture on Wednesday's video. So until then, I bid thee adieu. Goodbye.